Okay, so we're at the Survivor and it's time to change the steering wheel and put a sports steering wheel on. So the first thing I do, just so I've got a general position that is correct, I'm just going to get the steering wheel into a sort of straight wheel position to start off with. And so I know when I first put my sports steering wheel on that I'm in roughly the right position, which I can double check as I get it on there and do a bit of a test. And the first place we start is there's two screws, one here and one here, that hold this cover on. So the very first thing we do is we get these two screws undone, and that will expose a center nut here in the steering wheel, and then we'll take that off and get the steering wheel off. So not too hard. I use this little stumpy screwdriver, and I just undo the steering wheel cover first. On some cars this is the actual horn, but on the XB and XC the horn is located on the end of the indicator. So no horn wires to mess with on this one. Nice easy change. It's literally steering wheel off, boss cover on, boss kit on in the right position, because there'll be a little notch at the back that triggers the indicator self-cancelling, so you got to get that in the right position. And then the sports steering wheel on top of that, and then I normally like to go for a test drive and just do a bit of a fine tune and make sure the steering wheel cover is right. So you can see here that there's a nut. Now this is not the hard bit, it's actually not too bad. We just get that nut undone, and then we just see how tight the steering wheel is on, whether we can just pull it up or whether we have to use a puller of some kind. There you go, how's that? First time, first pick, we get the right nut, extension, and I'll just try the rattle gun first. Make sure it's going the right way. There you go, easy peasy. Rattle gun, nut off, and there we are. Steering wheel, bit of a rock, came off very easy. Nice easy job so far. I have left the boss kit out there, but I'll stop there for now because I do want to change the dash lights. So in this particular occasion I'm going to stop there and do a bit of a video on changing the dash, and then I'll do the rest of the steering wheel being put back on. Okay, now we're going to fit the boss kit to the XB Falcon for a deep dish sports steering wheel. So that means this will be a pretty easy and quick job. Basically that means that we are going to have a very short boss because we're putting on a deep dish wheel. We're using SAS, we're using a SAS boss kit and a SAS wheel. Done this before, it's quite easy and quite quick, but thought I'd show you anyway. So there it is, there's the boss. Very short because the wheel's so deep. What we need to do is pay attention to these two points here, which are going to trigger the indicator. That's here, so left and right. So we need to have that in a position where that knob is right in the center of these two. So we can see, normally it's marked, but we can see that is going to have to go like that, and that will then ensure that the indicator self-cancels. So like that, and very easily, once that's on there in the right position, we'll put the nut on. I'm not going to really worry about doing this up super tight, because I need to do a test run with it to make sure my steering wheel is perfectly straight. I hate non-straight steering wheels, but I need to get it done up enough that it's going to be on there. So tight enough, and we can see now that with that on there, that will trigger the indicator. But we'll double check that on the way through. Next stage is we're actually going to fit our sports steering wheel, and we have screws with the steering wheel and screws with the Boss kit. I'm probably just going to use the ones that were with the Boss kit. Okay, we're going to fit the steering wheel now. We have screws with the steering wheel and screws with the Boss kit. I'm going to just fit the ones that came with the Boss kit. And as you can see, I really want my steering wheel to be there, because all the holes lined up and it's almost straight. I'll tidy up the straightness of it later. And I can try and do a video to show you how to do that. But now I'll just get this screwed up, and then we'll go on to the next part. So here's something interesting. With the Boss kit itself comes this little plate that with the deep dish steering wheel you can put on, because you got such a short boss that the thread of the top of the steering column is coming through. And if you were going to try and use the SAS center itself, it's going to hit. You're never going to get it on there. So you have to use the SAS Boss center, which is this, and you can see it's domed, and that dome shape allows it to fit like that. And with it they give you this plate so that you can put the dome center on, but they give you these screws, and strangely enough, these screws are so short that they don't go through the steering wheel. So you'd never bolt that up. That's crazy. So I'm going to use the SAS steering wheel, the SAS Boss attachment for the dome center, but I'm going to actually use the bolts that came with the steering wheel, because they're long, and that's how it will go. And I'll actually get to screw it into the Boss, like so. So a little bit of juggling. Just got to use your head sometimes when you come across these type of issues, and work your way around it. And there you have it. And now you see the center will clip over that. All right, I'll get this bolted on. Okay, the steering wheel is bolted on. Looks really good. And that cover now will just end up clipping on there like that, and that will be a completed job. That's how the finished steering wheel will look. My only problem now is I don't really like that silver center, and I like the black SAS. So I've got to try and work out how to change that over to that, and I might have to pull all that out and apart, and pull that apart just to get to that and change it over. I don't think I'm going to be able to simply just fit that into there. It doesn't look like it's going to fit. I might try and make it fit. There's no horn involved or anything, because the horn's actually over on the indicator. See how I go, and see if I can get a nice finish with the nice black and red SAS instead of the silver. Okay, sports wheel on with the red and black SAS center. I like that center. I think it looks mint, and I think it's much more comfortable to drive. And now I'll just take it out for a run soon and just see where that wheel actually sits as to straightness going straight, and seeing if I need to make any adjustment to it. So we're going for a test drive, and in a straight line for the car the steering wheel is slightly off. And this is what I was saying about, it's always good to go for a test drive and just see where your steering wheel actually sits. I'll straighten that up now and see if we can get it straight, and then I'll be happy. That'll be the end of the job. Okay, steering wheel is now straight. When you're driving in a straight line in the right position, the indicators self-cancel, and the speedo and dash all work perfectly after having the dash out and doing those LEDs. Looks great. I think a much better upgrade, and we have nice dash lights now, so we can see exactly what's going on, even in the daytime. Very nice.